All right. As a quick introduction, my name is Sam Cheshire. I'm an account executive here at Acres. We're here in Fayetteville, Arkansas today. I'll be chatting with Lee Folsom here at Southwest Georgia Farm Credit. Thanks for joining us today, Lee. Would you mind giving a quick introduction for yourself and maybe share a little bit about your role with the team?
Thank you, Sam. We appreciate Acres and the opportunity to share a little bit about our experience with you all. Again, my name is Lee Folsom. I'm the Chief Appraiser with Southwest Georgia Farm Credit. Been in banking for 20 years. Received a BBA from Mercer University in Macon, Georgia, and have been a certified general appraiser for the last 7 years, and essentially manage the flow of information when a customer comes to us and wants to borrow money. We simply put a value on the collateral that they are pledging on the loan. And first and foremost, our charge is to guard the assets of Farm Credit. But secondly, we find ourselves in a situation of most times trying to turn when we can't automatically say yes, we try to find a way to be able to turn a no into a yes, and try to be proactive in trying to help our customers do what is absolutely best for them. And I mean that in that regard, we feel like we have a purpose, and so that drives us every day at Farm Credit.
Lee, I appreciate you sharing that. It's great to hear, and you shared a little bit about your customers. Would you give a brief overview or kind of touch on the types of clients that your firm focuses on and the key areas that you guys focus on with Southwest Georgia Farm Credit?
We primarily deal with the agricultural borrower, anything from a small 25-acre, just a family farmstead, or I guess a lifestyle type property where you might have 25 acres and you've got 2 acres carved out for your home, but then you've got 23 other acres to be able to put a pasture and have some cows, or we also market to the recreational buyer who will buy 100 to 150 acres up in the northern end of our territory that they can hunt deer or any other type of wildlife, and then even further than that, we deal with the 2,000, the 3,000, 5,000 acre borrower who has a family farm that they are using to make a living, and also feed their family just as well. And so generational customers, third, fourth generation borrowers with us, and we dearly, we try to make sure that everyone gets treated, with the same tender love and care, and they have the great customer experience that it should be no different from one to the other.
Absolutely, Lee. Well, your team sees it all in Georgia. So just thinking back, broadly across all those different clientele groups, what are some of the biggest challenges that your team is facing right now in the current lending environment?
From obviously input cost on our row crop farmers has really put a burden on them. Interest rates being a little bit higher than they have been in the past. The tightening market conditions. When a grower is faced with knowing what he's going to have to sell his product at the market at the end of the day, and yet he doesn't know that, or there's uncertainty around how much it's going to cost him to get that product to market. It really presents a challenge during the growing process as to how you actually get that crop to market. And provided that a grower is not actively involved in the entire process, from, say, for instance, a cotton grower, if he's not involved in the ginning process, in the combining process, if he's not involved in the sale of the cotton bales or the storage of those bales off season, you know, there's an income stream that he's not tapping into, and those are the challenges that we face, is trying to ensure that they are tapped in to those streams, so that they affect the most profit out of their efforts during a given year.
Absolutely. And you mentioned part of that uncertainty, and some of that being included in the current political environment, the changing of administrations, the uncertainty of the Farm Bill, and its movement forward. I'd love to hear maybe a little bit about what we should be watching for, what ag lenders should be watching for as we move into 2025. What stands out on your radar?
In my discussions with representatives and senatorial staff, they were fairly certain that we would not see a farm bill in 24. That it would be 2025 before we would see anything, which would mean that the 2026 growing season would probably be the first one affected. But in that regard, you know, we're going to get some new ideas. We're going to get some new processes, some new thoughts, and some new ways of doing things, and hopefully that's going to lead to some new processes in the legislative branch that we're going to see a farm bill hopefully sooner rather than later, in an effort to try to hit the ground running and allow our family farmers and our corporate growers just the same to have some sense of direction, even though it's only a part of that farm bill. The 80% that's non direct, that's not direct to growers, is also very needed, and a very worthwhile conversation to have. I mean, the entire bill in itself is certainly a benefit to our country and as a whole, whether you're a consumer, whether you're a farmer or a grower, or whether you're a lender like Farm Credit is. You know, we all, it is something that we need. It's a piece of structure, but if it doesn't take care of everyone equally, then it doesn't serve the purpose it was intended to. And that's what we want to prevent, is having a bad piece of legislation. And so it's our hope that they really come through with a good farm bill, and they move, like I say, sooner rather than later.
Lee, I think that's true now more than ever, that it's fair for everyone and improves everyone's way of life. So maybe shifting back towards the lending side of things, speaking towards how we're in such a competitive environment, whether it be those family growers or the corporate growers. You know, everyone is trying to win business in this environment today with the high interest rates. Speak a little bit to how your team is using acres in the sense of understanding who those large growers are, who the large family growers are as well, and how they're prospecting or doing any outreach to those folks.
When our lenders are looking for prospective customers, obviously they need all the data that they can assemble. When we use acres, we find that we can get more information in one pass, in one spot, than we can with other processes that we use, or other data sources. Um, you know, whether it be past transactions on a local level, on a regional level, uh, statewide level, it doesn't. All of those transactions are there, and they are fresh. They're current. They're you know we don't have to go dig around at this courthouse or that courthouse or the other. So it's all right there, and it makes our lenders more efficient, more more direct, more driven, to be able to have the complete data set whenever they go to a customer, or a cold call. They have all the information that they need to be able to uh, give an effective sales call, give an effective option to potentially refinance a customer. And in that stead, it has made them more productive and better able to find that better customer, to find someone who may have been an untapped source that now could be our next biggest borrower, or could take advantage of a young producers program that we have. And that there may be we may be a source that they had never thought of, and they're identified now through the Acres platform, and we can efficiently market to them more effectively.
I appreciate that, Lee. You shared a little bit about whether it be the lender understanding the customer, or you spoke a little bit about also the land transaction database. When you look at how your team's using Acres, like you just shared, do you think that is improving the customer experience, and how so, if you think it is?
Well, I think it gives our lenders access to more information so that they know more about who they're dealing with. They don't have to ask a lot of questions on the front end, or they can ask those questions and they somewhat already know the answers. Not that they would do that, for any other reason, but it gives them a way to identify their target audience better, rather than taking a shotgun approach to the market. We can now take a rifle approach and really, more efficiently, more effectively direct our time and efforts and resources to the best customers in the market, who, by and large, everybody wants. And so, that's where you want to get to. Obviously, in today's world, you want to be more productive, and more effective data that we're able to pull out of Acres has allowed us to be more effective.
Absolutely. And you mentioned there, in today's world, lenders are looking to be more productive and more effective. And oftentimes we're seeing, whether it be lenders in your area or across the nation, turn to look toward technologies like Acres to incorporate in their businesses to drive their team to be more effective and productive. And so, as you speak towards those folks who are in the bucket of not quite yet adopting a technology, but out looking for something, what advice would you give them?
When you look at technology, you want a direct, a central point that can make your department as efficient and as streamlined as possible. The Acres software provides you with that, because they have done all of the backroom stuff of assimilating all of the various data sources that you need from the sales to the parcels to any governmental the maps that you need. They're all right there. They're everything is right there in front of you, and it certainly becomes a one-stop shop for sales data, for prospective sales, for for you don't have to go over to this side to find where your sales were. They're all in one spot, and so it makes Acres really a valuable piece of the of your toolbox.
Well, Lee, I couldn't thank you enough for both your insights and your kind words about Acres. We appreciate you spending time with us today.
Not a problem. Glad to. It's always, it's always an easy conversation to talk about things that you believe in and that you enjoy using on a daily basis. And Acres is one of those tools. I mean, we truly enjoy the relationship we have with you guys, and look forward to a bright future with Acres down the road.
We appreciate that, Lee. For those who have watched this, and if you'd like to learn more about Acres, you can reach out and understand more about our farm credit program, and let's connect. Feel free to reach out to us, support@acres.com, or on the website.